Local legend.
It's important because they should know what indifference can do. It happened in Germany, and it can happen here. I believe it can happen here.
That was Irving Beanstock, a Holocaust survivor and World War II veteran who spent the latter half of his life in Charlotte. Had the honor of speaking with him about 5 years ago. He passed away peacefully this week at 98 years old. After the war, Irving shared his story with thousands of middle and high school students across the area in the hopes of making sure what happened to him never happens again.
It happened, I believe, because the good people didn't speak up. Well, hopefully, they will learn something from that, and they will go out and be different.
It's a sentiment shared among Holocaust educators around the world that if we learn from the past, we can change the future. And it all starts with our kids. But getting them engaged and involved can be a challenge. It's why Castle Rock Middle School in Rock Hill hosted a special exhibit for students centered around Anne Frank's story, highlighting the impacts of discrimination, persecution, intolerance, and indifference. Our photojournalist Greg Simpson takes us there tonight.
We're in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Castle Heights Middle School is a rural middle school. We have approximately 650 students. I was at the SCASL conference. It's the South Carolina Association of School Librarians. And they had a conference last March. And one of the excursions was to go to the Anne Frank Center at USC. So another librarian and I went and viewed the exhibit there. And we were both very moved by it. As we were there, I talked to them about school programs or what they had to offer for schools, and they said that they did have a traveling exhibit that we could have come to our school. It took me a while, but I contacted Founders Federal Credit Union to see if they would help sponsor it. There was a cost involved, and they offered to sponsor partially sponsor it. And then I went to Comporium here in Rock Hill, and they offered to sponsor part of it as well. We still had a small remaining balance, and Temple Beth El in Charlotte agreed to sponsor half of what we had left, so we ended up getting the exhibit here for a fraction of the cost. The whole story is important because it kind of parallels what we're seeing today with the anti-Semitism. So this is like some of their first exposure to this, or where they can look at what's happened in history and how kind of history is repeating itself in many ways in many places in the world right now.
When the exhibit came to Castle Heights and I found out that I was going to be a docent, I was really excited to kind of learn more about the Holocaust and figure everything out, and also just to be opened up to new experiences at Castle Heights. It's been a really fun experience so far, and I've learned a lot, even with just the 2 days of training. That taught me a lot, and I feel like every time I walk around and view the exhibit or tour the exhibit, I learn something new every time. I can understand like how she felt sometimes, and like understand how she felt like sometimes she wasn't able to talk to anyone else other than her diary.
Anne Frank's diary is the #2 selling book in the world, and it was translated into over 70 languages. So, you know, this has been a great opportunity just for them to see what an exhibit does look like, not only to see Anne's story. Well, I hope that they develop some empathy for others, because right now there's a lot of hate in the world, and it's always nice to have positivity within the building, and I think maybe this gives them the opportunity to see that, you know, this is what can happen when you have hate in the world. Something this big can start from just one person. So I'm hoping to spread kindness through showing them Anne's story.
Lessons to stick with these young people for a long time. Thanks to Greg for that story. The exhibit no longer in Rock Hill, but it is on display at the University of South Carolina, so you can schedule a visit for yourself in person or virtually at AnneFrankCenter.com. Coming up next here.